4 years is a long time between albums, especially between your first and second album. Has it been worth the wait? Let's get into it. Now then guys, QUINNSDUDE here, back on the Rad Music Chat channel. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you get told whenever I upload new content. If you enjoy the video, just down below you'll see the thumbs. Smash that for me please. It really helps the channel. And also any comments you've got, get them in below as well. Today's video we are going to be looking at the brand new, released today actually, album from Southampton post-hardcore alternative rock metal band Acres, and it's their second album, Burning Throne. Once again, the band have released through the wonderful label Wolf at Your Door Records. As I alluded to in the intro, it's been some time since their debut, 2019's Lonely World, which was a wonderful album. So Burning Throne is got quite a lot to live up to. In fairness, the band started in summer last year releasing singles from Burning Throne, and 5 of the album's 10 tracks have actually come out before today's release. In contrast to Lonely World, Burning Throne gets off to a pretty no-nonsense start. There's no clean picked intro or any fanfare. You pretty much just fade straight into what's kind of been touted as the band's heaviest track yet, Nothing, which is a great way to start the album, and it features the guest vocals of Silent Planet's Garrett Russell, which is certainly a welcome addition and does add to the track. Vocalist Ben Lumber has a fantastic and aggressive harsh screaming voice anyway, but Garrett Russell just adds a little extra to this track. What a way to kick off the album. It still has all the prettiness and beauty that Acres are so good at, but we'll get more into that. Track 2 is the title track, and is just an absolutely fantastic track. Again, really quite aggressive, but possesses this keyboard part that sounds kind of like something that shoegaze pioneers My Bloody Valentine would use, but it over the really cool guitar riff, it sounds almost, I mean the song as a whole sounds almost apocalyptic, and then when the song actually comes in after the intro, there's some really quite sinister guitar lines, and it's got one of the best choruses of the band's discography, I think. There's also a really cool breakdown in this song as well that doesn't sound at all forced or contrived, and this also is a really good example of Lumber's use of his sort of high end and head voice. Track 3 is absolutely gorgeous. Hold On it's called, and this could easily have been on Lonely World, and that's praise. It's not that's not a negative. Ben Lumber uses his lower register. He has such a nice tone and feel to warmth to his voice when he uses his lower register. Lyrically, I mean, that's the thing, is Acres lyrically are very, he's not, you know, Lumber doesn't tend to kind of go in with metaphors and all that kind of thing. He's quite it's quite direct, without being too obvious what songs are about, but they are open to interpretation, but at the same time he's not kind of wrapping himself up in clever pronouns and you know, trying to be overly smart with the lyrics. A real highlight for me is track 6, My Everything, which is kind of one of the more slightly understated tracks, I would say. It features all clean singing from Lumber, and it shows that they can do songs like this with all clean singing, and it not be any less interesting without any of his screaming vocals. I love this track for several reasons. I love what guitar player Alex Freeman is doing in this song. His delay swathed guitars, which they often are with Acres. I mean, it's part of their MO, but just some of the lead lines that he's playing in this song really make it for me. There's also one of the band's sort of heavier riffs. They have this like a chugging riff that appears a couple of times in the song that's really cool, really affecting. And Lumber's vocals on this track are sublime, and he's at the top of his range for a lot of this song. Quick note about track 7, Feel Anything. Great track. I mean, this album is a non-skipper. In fact it's best. This whole album is best, like Lonely World was. When I had maybe the odd song come on randomly, it wasn't as affecting as when you listen to the album as a whole. And I think that's kind of the thing with Acres, is when they were releasing tracks previous to Burning Throne, I was a little bit worried, because I was like, oh, why is this not affecting me the way that their older stuff did? But then now, hearing it in the context of the album, it's my love for the tracks has gone up tenfold. Feel Anything, as I was saying, is if there's any fans of the first Funeral for a Friend album, Casually Dressed and Deep Conversation, this just really reminds me of that, and Lumber's vocals almost take on a very similar that very melancholic tone to Matt Davis's from Funeral for a Friend. So yeah, check it, let me know if you agree. I think it's a really smart and quite brave move ending the album with Lost in Our Own World, track 10. It's one of the more mellower tracks on the album, but it just has this, again, Alex Freeman's delicious, like, he just writes such nice lead lines that you almost look forward to as much as like the vocal hooks. But yeah, the album as a whole is definitely a step up from Lonely World, whilst keeping what fans of the band love. But I think throwing in just enough variation and change up that people aren't going to ever accuse them of just writing the same album again. But you do still get all the elements of Acres that make them a band that you enjoy. The album was recorded and mixed, produced, recorded and mixed by Simon Jenkins, along with Alex and Ben from the band. And just a special shout out to him, because these kind of bands that use a lot of layers and soundscapes, I think the mix on their records can be really hard to get just right. And he certainly has done here. There's no complaints from me. It sounds wonderful. So as a fan of the band, I'm really happy with this. If you haven't heard the band, it's a great place to start. If you're a fan of bands like Devil Sold His Soul or Explosions in the Sky, then you chances are that you will love Acres. I actually think that they're better than a lot of the bands that they get sort of thrown in the same conversation with. But yeah, thank you for watching. As always, please let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and that's it for this one. Stay rad.